Okay, I'm going to start recording just
Okay.
because otherwise I'll forget.
Nope.
Awesome. I'm so glad you're on.
Thanks.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah. All right. We can go ahead and get started since we're recording. And I'm sure more people will hop on and we'll post it into the team page too.
Awesome.
All right. I'm going to turn it over to you. So I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. So what kind of, I was thinking about, something that was one of my strengths to talk about, which was for me posting. And, I wasn't like a big poster before I started doing this. So a lot of this is super new to me, but I feel like I kind of caught on quick, and I followed some really amazing people right from the get-go, and that really taught me a lot about what to do. And so things that I keep in my mind and that I consistently do, and when I say consistency it's so crucial, and it's so important to your business, especially when you're trying to actually build, because consistency, you could think of it almost as it meaning your authenticity. It is going to really confirm kind of what you do every day as a coach, as a challenger, as a fitness, person who is pushing yourself and others. When you post daily, and will you get the door, Coral? When you are posting consistently, hang on a second. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm going to take it outside, actually. Sorry. Had a little timing issue, I guess. Okay. So, sorry.
You're totally fine. I get it.
Sorry. Gonna make everyone happy, I guess. So when you are consistently doing those things and consistently posting every day, 3 to 5 times a day, I would say I stay about 4. I do about 4 because, and a lot of this is planning ahead a little bit. It takes a little bit of planning ahead, and that's okay because, when I talk daily, I have about 5 minutes that I have to do a post. I don't have time to strategically create this post, with, and articulate myself in a way that I want to and things like that. You have to kind of plan a little bit ahead. And so what I do, I do my workout posts are usually done the day before, kind of honestly, it's 90% of the time my workout posts are from the day before. And I just save the picture that I want or the idea that I want, and it's done the next day. And that's really helped and worked for me. Like I said, it helps kind of plan ahead and make it so that when it comes time to do the actual post, it's not taking 45 minutes or an hour to take the picture, to create an image, to create a text to go with it, and words to go with it. So planning ahead really helps, bring it all together and not take a lot of your time. When you want to, now my notes are inside, so, but when you want to make your posts, obviously your business posts and your posts about, challenge groups and stuff, you want those to be, you know, bold and like grab people's attention. Like, and when, for me, what I found works the best is having a really good picture. And honestly, it comes down to the first couple sentences in those posts. That's like the attention grabber. You want it clear, concise, and you want it to grab the attention of your focused audience, which is, you know, for me, it's like moms. So I'm going to like say something bold, like, hey moms, this, and you know, I've got this going on. And you want to just get that out right from the get-go. Because, and a lot of, like I said, the other thing is your image. People are scrolling, like they scroll through Facebook. They're just looking through their thing, and your image is what's going to stop them. So they're going to first see your image, and then they're going to look at what you're writing, obviously. And so if both of those things are attention grabbing, you're going to suck them in, especially if it's someone obviously that's following you. That's how you're going to grab followers. That's how, you know, we have this really awesome opportunity to, you know, be a light in a lot of people's lives. You know, there's so much negativity going on around. Like, we have this really awesome opportunity to be a light in people's lives through Facebook or through social media. And, you know, each one of us has a unique and different personality, like in the outside world. And through social media, we have to figure out how to bring that personality into the text. And, you know, it's so important, like, that we have our individuality shine through these posts. I mean, that is what's going to make you look human. It's what's going to make you look like a real person, like a real mom, like a real person who's going after this, who's going after goals, who's doing things. And so staying consistent with that, it really proves, like I said, your authenticity about everything. And the longer you create a consistency with that, it's going to gravitate people towards you. And like I said, getting your unique personality out there in your text, like use emojis, use pauses, like text how you would talk like when you're talking to someone. You want to evoke emotion in your text, like use capital letters to create intensity. Like I said, emojis and things like that to create, you know, different emotions and styles. Like if you look at all of the top coaches, they all have their own, they all have a style. They all have a uniqueness to them. You can see their personality. You can almost like hear how they talk in real life because you hear their text. And, someone on our team that I've always thought displays an awesome personality through their post is Shauna. Like, you can tell in Shauna's post who Shauna is and how she talks. And I guarantee if anyone else tried to post exactly what she posted, I would know, like, yeah, that's all Shauna. That's her verbiage. That's how she is. And like people gravitate to her because she's funny, she's likable. And those are all things, you know, that really create exposure for yourself. And so a lot of times, you know, us coaches, we have a hard time figuring out what it is that we want to post about. Because, you know, we have this goal of posting 3 to 5 posts a day. Well, what are we going to post? Well, when I first started, we did this exercise. I'm sure Becky will remember. We did this exercise where you wrote down 5 different things about yourself that just, you know, besides coaching, you know, there's coaching, there's one, but you are made up of so many different interesting things, you know, like you're not just a coach and you're not just a mom. There's other things in your life that you do and you might just not even realize it, you know, because you're just going on with your day to day, but you can make a post about anything. You really can. And I know it takes a little creativity and a little bit of like on the spot, like, ooh, let's, you know, snap a picture of this. And honestly, guys, like I'll snap a picture of something and I'll save it for, I don't know, for whenever. But that's totally fine. You're not like cheating the system, I don't think. It's just, it happens in your life. It just doesn't necessarily maybe happen at that moment in time. But that's totally fine. And like I said, you can almost create a post out of anything. It doesn't have to be something like crazy extraordinary. There's those posts that we put a lot of time and a lot of effort into, and then there's those like, they're kind of like filler posts, sort of in a way, but they're fillers of other parts of your life, and you want those to be of value too. They might be short, they might be sweet, It might be a motivational quote or something, but you always want, no matter what kind of post you're posting, you want it to be of value and you want it to evoke your personality, because you're going to draw people into you. And people that are drawn into, like I said, everyone kind of has their social media personality, and different people are drawn to different coaches for whatever reason, whatever kind of style they are. That's why there is so many different coaches, because there's so many different people, and we all connect differently with different people. Someone might connect way better with Becky than they do with me, because they just connected her style, how she talks. Maybe they've got 4 kids too, and I've only got 1 kid, so they just connect with her, on different levels, and that's awesome. That's why, there's coaches that are not even moms, that, are travelers, that are all kinds of different things, entrepreneurs in the corporate world, have other jobs. There's every kind of coach out there for every different type of person, but you need to zero in on your person that you're trying to attract to you, and actually talk to that person like you're talking to them face to face. Like, pretend when you're posting that mom is standing right in front of you and you're talking to her about this, almost like she's your diary. That's how you want to talk in your post, and that's what's going to connect people to you, because you're not just some figure behind a computer screen. Like, you're coming to life in your posts, and that's what people connect with, and that's where you create a following. And creating a following is super important in this business. It's really important to create a following, because it's going to connect so much more in different aspects of the business, as far as like even making Success Club every month, because those followers are going to fall in with you. Each month you're going to have followers that followed you consistently because you were consistent for however months, 3 months, 5 months. It doesn't matter, because ultimately those people, those ladies, they will fall in with you. They're gaining your trust, and you don't even know that you are gaining their trust, because they're watching you. And like I said, it's kind of an interesting thing, because you're sitting behind a computer screen and you're bearing your soul, and you're just hoping that this connects to someone. I know that's how I feel sometimes. Like, you really bear your soul, you put all of your emotion into it, and you really just hope that it connects to somebody. But when you're out there and you're inviting and you're creating conversations, and people come back to you and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your post. I love your inspiration. I love how you motivate me every day. I've started becoming more active because I've seen your posts more. Like, that is going to solidify in your mind that what you're doing is right, that what you're doing is actually helping people, even though some days it might not feel like it, and you might feel like you're in a lost cause, but you're not. You're totally not. And like I said, when you're wanting to do a post and you're trying to grab attention, the 2 main things is an image and your first couple sentences in that post. And when an image, you want your image to be appealing. You want it to be attractive. You want it, like I said, to be a scroll stopper. People, they're just mindlessly going through their phones, or their computer, and you want your image to kind of stop them. You want your image to almost kind of like somehow tell a story on its own without even needing a text to go with it. I've noticed a lot, even with like some top coaches. I used to think like, oh, I need like a text to go with this image to really grab people's attention. But sometimes that's not always the case. If you've got a strong enough picture of whatever it is, your workout picture, or being creative with your Shakeology or your food, always just, make that image appealing. Like, even, filters or whatever, make it look colorful, make it look cute, because the image is going to be the number one thing that stops people from their scroll. It really is. It stops me. Pictures are what stops me. And then I look at their first couple sentences. And if I'm not hooked by the first couple sentences, I'm moving on. And people are just, people are just the same as you. So that's what you got to think about. And between those 2 things, though, after you have brought them in, and you've brought them in with a couple sentences that have captured them, like, hey, moms, this, what really works good actually is giving asking questions right off the bat, things like that. Like, just stop them and start making them think. Start making these people think, and then they get intrigued, and then they start looking at you more. And like I said, you have these followers that you just don't even know, and you're building their trust, and you know they feel like they're connecting with you every day that you put a little bit of yourself out there, you know, because especially if you're friend requesting and you're trying to gain an audience that is your focused personality. Like I said, you know, when I'm friend requesting, I'm not friend requesting like 19-year-olds who don't have any kids or anything like that. Like, I'm friend requesting and I am targeting and zeroing in on, you know, moms particularly. You know, it is actually really important to zero in really, really specifically to what your target audience is, because it's kind of like trimming the fat. In the beginning, I used to friend request anyone I thought I might like have a connection with, or you look cute, or you look like you would want to do it. No. You really want to zero in and target, like, you know, your super, super specific audience. And that's how it's going to actually save you a lot of time. Honestly, it really will. If you zero in on your target audience, it's going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to draw those people into you. And you're going to create like lifers, you know, lifers who are going to look for you and your inspiration every single day. You're going to be the light in their day. You're going to be the one who's always got the positivity and the motivation and the encouragement going, and they're going to really look for you to that and look up to you. And so being consistent, like I said, just always think of consistency as your authenticity. So that's pretty much what I got. I hope that it was informative and helped a little bit with.
I thought it was great. Okay, so when you're talking about like who your person is, I did this training where she actually talks about your avatar. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I have. I've never actually made one.
Okay.
But it's a really good idea.
It really is. And I'll actually have to upload what my avatar is, because my avatar has a name. I know how many kids she has. Like, I pretty much described myself. Like,
exactly.
I am my ideal candidate, honestly.
Yep.
So when I'm posting to my avatar named.
Yeah.
And I know when I post, like, oh, she's going to love this. Like, she's going to like this post. She's going to heart this post because it's so good, because she would love it, you know? Yes. So that's what I do. Like, when I post for her. And it makes it so easy, because a lot of times I think new coaches are like, I'm just going to post whatever and hope that something sticks.
Yeah.
And that's a big mistake, because everyone, like, we have our target audience. My target audience is Costco moms, like, really, you know, because they want to save money. You know, they're not afraid to buy in bulk, which is good, you know, because that's, we're all buying in bulk with our shakeout. You know, so, and moms at Costco generally have more kids, you know, so they're going to have more kids like I do, you know, and they're generally going to be kind of an upper class, you know, like, they're going to have a little bit more money to be spend. And so that's actually, like, honestly, when I target people from my like page, I target Costco moms. Like, that's when, like, moms that watch Grey's Anatomy. Like, I'm not a Bachelorette person. I'm a Grey's Anatomy. So, like, Grey's Anatomy, I have a very specific target audience, and this is who I'm targeting. And it's who I am, too. Because I'm going to relate to them. They're going to relate to me. They're going to be like, oh, I get this girl. Like, this is an awesome post. So that's something that I do.
Yeah, it's really, really important to not think that you're talking to, like, every single different kind of person in the world. You're really talking to, like, exactly like you, like, your target person. And you want to talk to them almost like they're your friend, you know? Like, they're your sister, they're your friend. And you want to convey in your text, like, you know, I see a lot of good posts, but when I read them, there's no, like, in the text, there's no capital letters in there, making it a little bit more emotion and intense. There's no emojis. Like, you know, you can really do a lot, even by hitting, like, the space button or ... like a pause. Like, just
I
really
dot all the time.
Yes, because how you would talk, right? You'd take a breath or something, and you want to convey, like, like, these people are talking to you. It really helps with the connection. It helps make it seem like you're this real person. You're not just a computer screen with a picture and some words that sound generic. Like, You can
One of
make
my
just so
favorite
much.
emojis is when they're like, yes, the two arms up in the air. That seriously, like, it's one of my favorites because I'm like, yes, like, mom win. Like, this is today, and oh my gosh, I win today.
It makes a difference. It really does. It makes a difference in your post, and it grabs the attention. It really does, and keeps the attention. It holds it.
It does.
When it's like that.
Well, and when I have those posts too that are really good, like I have an awesome picture, and on days that I actually look decent, like I've actually showered the day before, you know, and so like I don't look that disgusting with my workout pictures. Then I have a bunch of pictures because then I can use those pictures later on. So the picture I posted, I had a great post yesterday. I ended up posting it to my fitness page as well because as soon as I posted it, I'm like, oh, this is a good post. I'm going to post it. So I double post, and then I actually triple post because I post it to Twitter as well. I do that all the time. Like if I have a good post, I post to all three places. I'm like, I don't care because people that follow me on Twitter maybe don't follow me on my fitness page or maybe don't follow me on my Facebook page. And if they do, they're not going to get bugged that I'm posting the same stuff.
No, they won't.
So that's one thing I do. But what I did is I just went through and I'm like, let me find a good looking picture that like a selfie that I had taken while I was working out. And so I just went through, and I think the one I posted was from the beginning of the month. It was like June 3rd. So I just used that picture and I'm like, okay, I look decent in it. And then I did the text on top of it because it was something that I had read and I'm like, this really resonates with me.
Yeah.
You know, and then I talked about women and our imperfections. And we have to love ourselves despite our imperfections. You know, I'm going to have saggy boobs. Like, let's just be real. I'm going to have those forever unless I got them surgically fixed, which I'm not planning on.
Right.
You know, so that's just part of who I am now. I'm going to have my stretch marks. It's just who I am. That's not changed. Yeah. But it tells my story, like my C-section scar. That tells my story that my son was able to come safely because I had that. Like, there's so many things about our bodies that we need to embrace. And so it really resonated with people. So I boosted the post too. Like, I saw that it was getting a lot of likes. When that happens, like, without me having to do anything, then I boost it. It's had over, I think, 3,000 views so far.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's just a little thing I do. But I've only boosted it. I boosted it for $20, which I'm not going to use the whole thing. So far, $3 is all I've spent, and it has over 3,000 views.
Yeah, no, that's an awesome way to round up some more friends and start meeting more people. Boosting a post every now and then. It's really, you know, a lot of coaches don't even really know about that option, but it's totally an option that you have through a fitness page.
And I don't spend a lot of money when I do it. Like, I spend under $5 to boost a post.
You don't need to. It reaches a lot of people.
I say that I'm going to boost it for like 20 though, because then it reaches a lot of people right away. And then I pause it. I'm like, okay, I'm not spending anymore. So, but yeah, then I'll go back and friend request all these people. I'll message them privately and just say, hey, thank you so much for liking that post. You know, like, then I'll be friends with them. So, Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, of course. No problem.
Some are so busy for people that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Well, thank you so much for being patient and dealing with me. Anyways, yeah, I hope that it helps maybe some people help to post, you know, be encouraged. And don't be afraid to, like, post certain things, like, and don't ever think that you can't do what some other coaches, you know, these top coaches are doing. Like, never sell yourself short. Like, everyone is incredible in their own way, and we all have a story. Sometimes we think our story is boring or whatever, but we just need to, like, kind of relive it a little bit.
Exactly.
And dig deep, and don't be afraid. Don't be, like, I'm kind of a shy person naturally, but, you know, I'm also not a shy person at the same time. And just, you know, putting yourself out there and letting your social media personality fly is seriously what's going to attract your, your people, the people that you would probably be friends with out in the outside world, beyond Facebook. Like, those are the people you're going to round in and that are going to be close to you. And those are the people that matter. So anyone else who doesn't like what you got to say, like, who cares? It doesn't matter.
You don't. And sometimes it's your own family, and
oh my God.
I've dealt with that. I have 6 sisters. I've dealt with that.
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you see the people that love you. You get the, you'll end up getting the positive feedback from people. You are out there changing lives, and you're being this positive light for people. Like, we don't even know. There's people out there that are dealing with so much negativity. They're in a dark place. They're depressed. Yeah. And maybe you are literally the only one that's posting something positive to them every day. And so you never know what someone else is going through and how you could be affected. And that person may never tell you. They may never tell you. They might not even like any of your posts. Yeah. But you know what? So just kind of knowing that, though, because that's come revelation, to me through time and stuff, that, you end up talking to people and they say, like, I followed you for a year and you were just so inspirational to me. And I've started becoming more active because I was seeing your stuff. And, you just never know. So just keep, messaging people, connecting with people, commenting on their stuff, and, communicate with people, especially if they are liking your stuff and things like that. You really want to be connecting with those people. Yeah. Just keep writing towards your audience. That's what I got.
Thank you so much for doing this. Have a great night, ladies.
You too. Bye.
Bye.